Welcome back to another episode of Carson's Aquatics. Today we are going to be setting up my 125-gallon aquarium in the new fish room. We are currently in the old fish room, and if you take a look to my left, we are draining the 125-gallon tank. Either last video or the one before that, we moved all the fish that were in here into the pool pond. They're loving it in there so far. We'll see them here in a little bit. First, we got to let this thing drain. It's already been draining for like half an hour, but it's getting there. And while it's getting there, I think we're gonna start getting everything else ready, like the filter, the heater, power head, all that stuff. We'll start getting all that loaded up, and then we'll be on to the hard part, moving this massive tank. I think it's probably hundreds of pounds. I mean, pure glass. Yeah. Miles was with me when we moved it in here. Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be a mission getting it down the stairs at the new house. Yep. We're getting it done. We're getting it done. Then after that, we'll be back for this one, these, that.
Whoa! Squared.
Good enough to drink.
Oh. Oh. Okay, and we're live.
125 is just about drained. Oh, I think it's way higher on that.
Oh no! Oh, we got, hey, dig a channel.
Yeah.
See you kids, we're gonna do a study on erosion, how it affects our ecosystems.
And then when the tornado comes through.
Oh, big tornado, middle of the river.
Yeah.
Carson, why don't you kind of move it to see what weight we're working with here. Still heavy?
A little bit. So we are gonna have to remove all this sand because this is a couple 100 pounds of sand being wet like this. We're gonna have to get the rest of this water out first. So that's what I'm gonna do. Then I'll see you guys when we're, I guess, moving the tank. Yeah, see you then.
Is it on? So Carson and I just finished scooping up all that sand out of here. Let's go ahead and give it a little, we call this the old budge test. Oh my! Oh! Just look at this thing. We're two pretty strong guys, right?
I like to think so.
Oh my god!
Wow! We'll put some of it in the bucket.
Nope. Okay, we'll be right back.
Alrighty guys, so we got all the sand, well not all of it, but most of the sand out of the 125-gallon tank. Just got that loaded up into the truck.
Hold on, I got it.
Very impressive, Miles. And now it's time to move this tank out of the old fish room into my truck from where it will go into the new fish room. This ain't gonna be fun. This tank is obviously super heavy and we have to get it down a tight flight of stairs. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, I guess I'll just check in with you guys whenever this thing is in the new fish room. Alrighty guys, we're all loaded up. See you back at the house. Alrighty guys, and there it is. The 125-gallon tank is finally in the new fish room. I mean, wow, what a mission that was. Huge thank you to my friend Miles for helping me out with this. Literally could not have done this without him. This thing is so dang heavy, but it's here. I wanted to get this one over here first because it is the biggest, it is the heaviest, and now we know that all the rest of the tanks are gonna be easier than this one was. And that is pretty much all we're doing tonight, but we are gonna start setting up this tank tomorrow. So yeah, I guess with all that being said, I'll see you guys in the morning. Alright guys, so it is definitely not the next day. It's actually been a little over a week since me and Miles moved this tank over here. But today is the day that we are going to get this thing back up and running. And we're not scaping it today, mainly because this nice piece of driftwood I want to use is still soaking. I also need to get the rest of the plants and the rocks for the scape. So we'll hopefully be doing that in the next few days. But today, we're going to be getting the filter and heater hooked up. We're going to get all this sand back in the tank. Then we're going to start filling it. And while I'm filling it, I'm also going to be draining water out, cleaning the sand. I want this tank to look literally brand new. I want it to look like we just set it up for the very first time. So that's the plan. I'm pretty much just gonna set up a time lapse, get this tank all ready to go, and then I'll talk to you guys, I guess, whenever this tank is full of water. Alrighty guys, and just like that, the tank is full. The filter, heater, and light are all on, and it honestly looks a lot better than I thought it was going to. I thought it was gonna be a lot murkier. Yeah, let's just take a look at it from a distance. Definitely gonna look awesome once it's all set up. Real quick, I am gonna go ahead and add in the water conditioner to remove the chlorine from the water. And now we're also gonna add some beneficial bacteria starter to this tank, just to help get the cycle going in here. We'll add more of that bacteria starter once we add the first fish to this tank, which is probably actually gonna be in this video. I think I'm gonna add my Buenos Aires tetras to this tank first, let them chill in here for a few days, and then we'll add the rest of the cichlids and the clown knifefish, which just a quick update on this guy. Still just chilling in his barrel. He has been eating every day. I feed him a combo of flakes and pellets, and he seems to be doing really well so far. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm gonna do with this tank tonight. Like I said before, I gotta get the rest of the scaping materials in order, and I definitely wanna let this tank run for a couple days. So yeah, I guess I'll just see you guys in like 2 or 3 days whenever this tank is ready for some fish. Alrighty guys, so it has now been 4 days, and as you can see behind me, I already went ahead and added the Buenos Aires tetras to this tank. I was over at my parents' last night, so I figured I might as well just bring them back with me. And I mean, first of all, you can see the tank is just looking beautiful, absolutely crystal clear. Like I said, I added these guys to the tank last night, and it is the next morning, and it seems like they are doing great. I actually fed these tetras like 5 minutes after adding them to this tank, and they immediately started eating, which is always a great sign. But now pretty much the last thing I want to do in this video is add some structure to this tank. I got a really cool piece of driftwood for this tank I've been wanting to show you guys, so we'll be adding that, and along with that we'll probably add some rock piles, maybe some plants. I'm pretty much just gonna freestyle scape this tank. I don't really have any plans for it yet, so we're just gonna see how it turns out. I'm gonna set up a time lapse, and I guess I'll check in with you guys when it's done. Real quick though guys, check out this piece of driftwood I found. I found this thing at the creek. It literally looks like a dead tree. I mean, technically I guess that's what it is, and I was thinking I could even put some plants up in here and make it look like a real tree. I don't know, I think with these guys in there though, they would tear up any plants I put in here. But yeah, this is definitely one of the coolest pieces I've found, and yeah, now we're gonna start scaping this thing. Alrighty guys, well as you can see, this tank is decorated, and I did not end up putting that piece of driftwood in there because it didn't fit. This piece of driftwood is just a little bit too tall for this tank. I'm gonna need to cut it about like right here, and I don't have a saw for that right now. So I'll have that cut before the next video about this tank. We'll get that in there. This setup will be just fine for now. I mean, it's decent to look at. It gives the fish a couple different places they can hide. I mean, there's a cave in that tree right there. But we're definitely gonna mess with the scape once we bring the rest of the cichlids over here. But now I actually have a little surprise for you guys. I wasn't planning on doing this, but right now we are gonna add our clown knife fish into this 125-gallon tank. There's a really cool fish that I want to buy for this tank, and I obviously want to quarantine it before we put him in the 125. And that is currently my quarantine tank. That clown knife has been in there for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. He's been eating twice a day. He seems perfectly healthy. So let's go ahead and throw that clown knife fish into our 125-gallon tank. Alrighty guys, we've got our clown knife right here, and into the 125 he goes. And check that out. All the Buenos Aires tetras are already coming over to say hello. They're like, what the heck is this weird looking thing? That, my friends, is your new roommate, and he's currently taking a poop. Look at that, breaking in the tank nicely. Do not eat it, please. But yeah, just look how tiny that clown knife fish looks in this tank. He has got so much room in here, and I already know he's gonna grow so fast in this tank. And I absolutely cannot wait to get the rest of the fish over here, and that is gonna be one of my next videos, so be sure to stay tuned. That's gonna wrap up this video, and today's comment of the day goes out to. And if you want your comment to be the comment of the day in the next video, all you gotta do is drop a comment down below, and that could happen. And if you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and I'm gonna see you in the next video.